Our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first.
Donald Trump, exactly 8 years ago, laying out his worldview. Will it be the same this time round? On Ukraine, he had pledged to end the conflict in a single day, though he's not said how, besides suggesting that a negotiated settlement is the way forward. His government may decide to reduce, pause, or even reverse US military aid, or make it conditional on Ukraine participating in talks. The incoming president wants NATO members to spend 5% of their GDP on defence. That's more than double the alliance's current target. But whilst he demands a boost in funding, he's also threatening to annex the territory of some of NATO's own member states. Donald Trump, ever the unconventionalist, has expressed a desire to buy Canada and, perhaps through military force, seize the Danish province of Greenland, insisting the US needs the island for national security purposes.
Trump's also just a lot more unpredictable. Biden and, for that matter, most presidents, certainly most Democratic presidents, have had a pretty common thread of things to do. Trump is different, even different from past Republican presidents, in that, what he wants and what matters to him not only can change from, week to week, month to month, but also is not always consistent with some kind of, vision of what the U.S. position should be overseas.
One thing that has remained consistent is Donald Trump's staunch support for Israel in its 15-month offensive against Hamas. He believes that this weekend's ceasefire agreement happened as a result of his recent election victory. The president-elect's laid out a grand diplomatic agenda in the Middle East, one that includes building upon the 2020 Abraham Accords, when two Gulf nations normalized relations with Israel. Morocco and Sudan were later signatories to that pact.
I'm greatly honored to host this lunch, to be joined by the leaders of Cote d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, Ghana, Guinea, Namibia, Nigeria, Senegal, Uganda, and South Africa.
Despite Donald Trump in the past referring to African countries in a disparaging manner, using a derogatory expression to describe the continent, his first term did see the birth of initiatives such as Prosper Africa, aimed at facilitating economic engagement. And he may be forced to engage again in a bid to counter Chinese influence on African soil. But Linda Thomas-Greenfield, who served as the US Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs for 4 years, is downplaying the threat of competition with China in Africa. She believes America should play to its strengths to fend off its superpower rival.
There's not a single country in Africa that does not have a significant diaspora here in the United States, American citizens who are part of influencing our power. That's not happening in China, and it ain't happening in Russia. It only happens here in the United States, and that's our superpower when it comes to the continent of Africa.
In just a few days' time, Donald Trump will be back in the Oval Office. He's promising to focus on issues here at home. No new wars, he says, a non-interventionist presidency. Yet in reality, he is offering an increasingly expansionist approach, and he'll have his hands full as he tackles a raft of challenges the world over. Benji Hyer, SABC News, Washington.